Friends, I am Vijay Kumar, Deputy Secretary in the Government of India. This is my sixth talk on general financial rules, and in this talk, I will discuss only 14 rules of Chapter 6 of GFRs 2017. This chapter deals with various aspects of government procurement of goods and services. As this is the longest chapter of GFRs, the coverage of the entire chapter may take 3 or 4 talks. For a better understanding of this chapter, please revisit my earlier talks. I have given their links in the description of this talk. In the description, my mobile number is also given to facilitate suggestions and raise queries which I would love to answer to the best of my abilities. I treat this chapter as the most important chapter of GFRs. One may call this chapter the actual GFRs, as the rules of this chapter are used in government offices, mostly in day-to-day activities. Therefore, I will request one should pay a special attention to the talks given on this chapter. In this talk, I will cover from Rule 142 to Rule 155 of GFRs. Rule 142 allows other departments to frame procurement instructions specific to their departments in conformity with the general rules as contained in this chapter. Rule 143 provides an inclusive definition of goods. Accordingly, goods includes all articles, material, commodity, livestock, furniture, fixtures, raw material, spares, instruments, machinery, equipment, industrial plant, vehicles, aircraft, ships, medicines, railway, rolling stock, assemblies, sub-assemblies, accessories, a group of machineries comprising of an integrated production process, or such other category of goods or intangible products like software, technology transfer, licenses, patents, or other intellectual properties purchased or otherwise acquired for the use of government, but excludes books, publications, periodicals, etc., which are required for a library. The term goods also includes works and services which are incidental or consequential to the supply of such goods, such as transportation, insurance, installation, commissioning, training, and maintenance. Fundamental principles of public buying have been listed in Rule 144. The essence of this rule is that every authority delegated with the financial powers of procuring goods in public interest shall have the responsibility and accountability to bring efficiency, economy, and transparency in matters relating to public procurement, and for fair and equitable treatment of suppliers and promotion of competition in public procurement. The procedure to be followed in making public procurement must conform to the following yardsticks. First, the description of the subject matter of procurement to the extent practicable should be objective, functional, generic, and measurable, and specify technical, qualitative, and performance characteristics. It should not indicate a requirement for a particular trademark, trade name, or brand. Second, the specifications in terms of quality, type, etc., as also quantity of goods to be procured should be clearly spelled out, keeping in view the specific needs of the procuring organizations. The specifications so worked out should meet the basic needs of the organization without including superfluous and non-essential features, which may result in unwarranted expenditure. Third, where applicable, the technical specifications shall, to the extent practicable, be based on the national technical regulations or recognized national standards or building codes wherever such standards exist, and in their absence be based on the relevant international standards. In case of Government of India funded projects abroad, the technical specifications may be framed based on requirements and standards of the host beneficiary government where such standards exist. However, a procuring entity may, for reasons to be recorded in writing, adopt any other technical specification. Fourth, care should also be taken to avoid purchasing quantities in excess of requirement to avoid inventory carrying costs. Fifth, offers should be invited following a fair, transparent, and reasonable procedure. 6. The procuring authority should be satisfied that the selected offer adequately meets the requirement in all respects. 7th, the procuring authority should satisfy itself that the price of the selected offer is reasonable and consistent with the quality required. 7th, At each stage of procurement, the concerned procuring authority must place on record in precise terms the considerations which weighed with it while taking the procurement decision. Ninth, a complete schedule of procurement cycle from date of issuing the tender to date of issuing the contract should be published when the tender is issued. All ministries, departments shall prepare annual procurement plan before the commencement of the year, and the same should also be placed on their website. Rule 145 provides that the authorities competent to purchase goods for use in public service will sanction such purchase in accordance with provisions in the Delegation of Financial Powers rules and the general procedure contained in this chapter. Rule 146 provides that procurement of goods required on mobilization and oblique or during the continuance of military operations shall be regulated by special rules and orders issued by the government on this behalf from time to time. In terms of Rule 147, ministries or departments have been delegated full powers to make their own arrangements for procurement of goods and services that are not available on GEM. However, common use goods and services available on GEM, that is Government e-Marketplace, are required to be procured mandatorily through GEM as per Rule 149. It may be mentioned that Government of India has established GEM for procurement of common use goods and services. The credentials of suppliers on GEM shall be certified by GEM SPV. Rule 148 has been omitted. Rule 149 provides that the GEM portal shall be utilized by the government buyers for direct online purchases as under. First, up to rupees 25,000 through any of the available suppliers on the GEM meeting the requisite quality, specification and delivery period. Second, above rupees 25,000 and up to rupees 5 lakh through the GEM seller having lowest price amongst the available sellers of at least 3 different manufacturers on GEM meeting the requisite quality, specification and delivery period. The tools for online bidding and online reverse auction available on GEM can be used by the buyers even for procurements less than rupees 5 lakh. However, for automobiles, the current limit of rupees 30 lakh will continue. Third, above rupees 5 lakh through the supplier having lowest price, meeting the requisite quality, specification and delivery period, after mandatorily obtaining bids using online bidding or reverse auction tool provided on GIM, excluding automobiles where current limit of 30 lakh will continue. Fourth, the invitation for the online e-bidding oblique reverse auction will be available to all the existing sellers or other sellers registered on the portal and who have offered their goods oblique services under the particular product oblique service category as per terms and conditions of GIM. Fourth, the above mentioned monetary ceiling is applicable only for purchases made through GIM. For purchases, if any outside GIM, relevant GFR rules shall apply. 6. The ministries oblique departments shall work out their procurement requirements of goods and services on either OPEX model or CAPEX model as per their requirement oblique suitability at the time of preparation of budget estimates and shall project their annual procurement plan of goods and services on GM portal within 30 days of budget approval. Seventh, the government buyers may ascertain the reasonableness of prices before placement of order using the business analytics tools available on GIM, including the last purchase price on GIM. Department's own last purchase price, etc. Eighth, a demand for goods shall not be divided into small quantities to make piecemeal purchases to avoid procurement through L1 buying, oblique bidding, oblique reverse auction on GIM, or the necessity of obtaining the sanction of higher authorities required with reference to the estimated value of the total demand. Rule 150 provides that for goods and services not available on GIM, ministries oblique departments may register suppliers of goods and services periodically required by them following a fair, transparent and reasonable procedure and after giving due publicity. Such registered suppliers should be boarded on GIM as and when the item or service gets listed on GIM. Credentials, manufacturing capability, quality, control systems, past performance, after sales service, financial background, etc. of the suppliers should be carefully verified before registration. Such suppliers will be registered for a period between 1 to 3 years. At the end of this period, they will apply afresh for renewal of registration. New suppliers may also be considered for registration provided they fulfill all the required conditions. The registered suppliers should be removed from the list if they fail to abide by the terms and conditions of the registration or on grounds not being in public interest. The list of registered suppliers for the subject matter of procurement be exhibited on websites of the procuring entity oblique e-procurement portals. Rule 151 provides that a bidder shall be debarred if he has been convicted of an offence under the Prevention of Corruption Act 1988 or the Indian Penal Code or any other law for the time being in force for causing any loss of life or property or causing a threat to public health as part of execution of a public procurement contract. A bidder so debarred or its successor shall not be eligible to participate in a procurement process for a period not exceeding 3 years, commencing from the date of debarment. For the breach of the code of integrity, a bidder or its successor may be debarred from participating in any procurement process for a period not exceeding 2 years. The Ministry of League Department will display such list on their website. However, a bidder shall not be debarred unless such bidder has been given a reasonable opportunity to represent against such debarment. Rule 152 provides that ministries oblique departments, if they so require, may enlist Indian agents who desire to quote directly on behalf of their foreign principals. Rule 153 provides that of all items of textiles required by central government departments, it shall be mandatory to make procurement of at least 20% from amongst items of handloom origin for exclusive purchase from Khadi Village Industries Commission KVIC and oblique or handloom clusters such as cooperative societies, self-help group, federation, joint liability group, producer companies, corporation, etc., including weavers having pahchan cards. Rule 154 provides that purchase of goods up to the value of rupees 25,000 only on each occasion may be made without inviting quotations or bids on the basis of a certificate to be recorded by the competent authority in the prescribed format. Rule 155 provides that in case a certain item is not available on the GEM portal, purchase of goods costing above rupees 25,000 and up to rupees 2 lakh and 50,000 on each occasion may be made on the recommendations of a duly constituted local purchase committee consisting of 3 members of an appropriate level as decided by the head of the department. The committee will survey the market to ascertain the reasonableness of the rate, quality, and specifications and identify the appropriate supplier. Before recommending placement of the purchase order, the members of the committee will jointly record a certificate in the prescribed format. I would like to conclude my talk here. In my next talk also, I would take up around 15-16 rules of chapter 6. I thank you for patient listening.